Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. This is the Saturday podcast, not to be confused with yesterday's podcast, which is the beginning of a series called Off to New England. So more about that later. But let's get started with today's regular Saturday podcast. I have 3 finished objects. These are things I worked on while we were on vacation. And Kim and I have a craft fair next Saturday. So that's what I made these for. These are water bottle, I guess slings, water bottle holders. You stick the water bottle in here and then they have a long strap so you can either crossbody it or you can just wear it over your shoulder, but that way you don't have to hand carry your water bottle. So I have one of them in this color, which is some leftover comfy cotton blend. And then these are from the same skein of yarn that does not have a label anymore. I know it's 100% cotton, but that's all I know about it. I don't know what the brand was or anything else anymore, but it's in different shades of grays and green. So here's the one. And then this is from the same skein, but it's a little bit lighter. I do need to weave the ends in. I didn't bring a darning needle with me. So there we go. I'm just gonna make 3 of them for the craft fair and see how they go over. So we'll go from there. So those are my 3 finished objects. Now I'll show you my works in progress. So this is my Eastman sweater or pullover. It is a short-sleeved tee. It's a pattern by Barocco. It's free, and I've done a few rows, repeats. It kind of looks like a basket weave unless you look closely. See if I can get it to angle right. They actually, yeah, there you can see it. They're actually are circular with like a bar in between. And I have to have 14 inches before I start to separate from the sleeves. This is bottom up. So far altogether, I have probably around 10 inches all total. And the yarn I'm using is Brava yarn from Knit Picks, and this is the, let me think, plum color? I think it's plum. I think about this every week. I have to try to remember what it is, but there you can see, I think it is plum. I'll put it down below here what the real name of it is, because I'm probably totally messing that up. So that's my knitted project. And then my crochet project is an Expression Fiber Arts pattern, and it is called Montastra. And it is crocheted from the top down. So there is the top. And then I have separated from the sleeves, and I've gone a few rows around since the separation. So right to here. I'll show you where I was last week, and I need to fix my stitch marker. This is all that's left of it. This is a little stitch marker, there you go, that Kim gave me. It's a bubble gum machine, and this is just the top of the bubble gum. Thankfully, when it broke off, the glue just let loose, and so it was in my project bag. So I have the rest of it, and I have all the little beads that were supposed to look like gumballs inside. So right now it's looking sad. I need to get some glue out and just reattach it. So thankfully nothing's broken or anything. It just needs to be glued back together again. But I did not get as far with this because it takes a while to go around and around. I need to check the sizing on this because it certainly seems like it's awfully big. It would be nice if it's big, but somehow I kind of doubt it. But anyway, we'll find out on this one. And this yarn is some yarn from Hobby Lobby. And I don't remember what it is, but they don't carry it anymore. So this is what it looks like. I've got it on a little spool holder thing, but it's got some of my favorite colors in it. There you go. It's got blues and yellows together. So that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? Now, if you missed yesterday's video, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It is, Dave and I just got back, and we actually are home again, but we went up to New England for about 6 days. So yesterday's video was our travel up to New England. We started in Massachusetts this time and kind of looped around through New Hampshire and up to Maine, and then down the coast to Connecticut, and then back home after that. So I did pass by where some of you all live. I thought about contacting you because I know several of you live in Maine. One in particular lives right where I was stopping at a yarn shop. So I did think about contacting you guys. I know a couple of you live near the Governor Cuomo Bridge as well. But we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants with some of this trip because we weren't sure if we were going to hit some of the stores going up the coast or coming back down the coast, and we had some shops in between, so I didn't know what time or exactly what day I was going to be coming through. So that's why I didn't say anything ahead of time. Otherwise it would have been fun to meet up with you guys, but like I said, kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We had a trip where everything could go wrong, I think. You will see that in tomorrow's video, because there will be a video every day this week, with Friday being the video where I show the yarn haul and everything I bought at all the stores. But you will see on Sunday some of what happened the first night. Yeah, it was an adventure at the hotel. Not like the last time in Staunton when it was like dirty and disgusting and everything. It was nothing like that. But you'll have to wait and watch tomorrow's video to find out what happened. But then our navigation system for one day, like when we were going from New Hampshire to Maine, totally gave up. We could not get it to connect any way we tried. Dave ended up having to hold his phone and direct me from the phone to get around Manchester, New Hampshire, which is kind of a busy town. We circled through a few times before we found out what we were doing, because I had written in the name of the road that we were looking for wrong. I had Grant instead of Granite Road. So yeah, it kept taking us around in circles. So we had that little problem, and then the navigation system worked fine. But it's like, I don't understand. I mean, once I get to Maine, I know where I'm going. I'm fine pretty much there. But getting across from New Hampshire to Maine, I kind of needed direction. So yeah, that was fun. We hit a lot of traffic. And then on the way home, the very last day, the car in front of us threw a rock and we have a chip in our windshield, and we have our car getting inspected later this month. So we need to make sure that we get the windshield fixed before we can get our car inspected, because here in Pennsylvania, you get your car inspected every year. So yeah, that was our excitement. But anyway, make sure you watch tomorrow to find out what happened at the hotel room, because yeah, it was a first. So make sure you watch every day this week, where I will be going into a yarn shop or two every day. And especially watch on Friday, because then you can see what I bought at all the different stores. So when I talked to you 2 weeks ago, I was reading a book by Betty Hechtman called Sconed to Death. It's Betty Hechtman writes 3 different crochet and knitting related mysteries. She writes the Yarn Retreat mystery, she writes the Crochet mysteries, and this is a new mystery series. It's the second book in the series, and that is called Crochet and Crumpets. And so this was the second one in the series, and it was very good. She's one of my favorite authors. And yeah, the person that did the dastardly deed, I did not expect it to be the person it was. So yeah, as always with her books, it was very enjoyable. So if you want to check that book out, I will try to put a link to it in the Amazon link below if you want to check it out. So now it's time for... So in our Come and Get It section this week, all of the links to the sales I'm going to talk about are down below in the description box. Just click the bold word more, and they're all listed alphabetically. And if they need a coupon code, I put that down there as well, so you don't have to try to remember what I tell you it is. So, and if you're enjoying this video so far, please give me a thumbs up, and please consider clicking that subscribe button over there, because my 10-year anniversary on YouTube is in October, and I would love to hit 6,000 subscribers by then. So if you haven't already, please consider clicking that little subscribe button. So back to the sales. We have Lovecrafts. Lovecrafts is offering up to 50% off on Lion Brand, and yes, Lovecrafts does sell Lion Brand. So up to 50% off of Lion Brand, Sidar, and Rowan yarns. That sale ends on Monday. So that is Lovecrafts. Lion Brand has a new yarn out. It's called Cotino, and I looked it up to see what it is. It is a cotton merino blend. It's a 3-weight, which is DK. It's 296 yards. That's a good yardage for it. I believe the price was like $9.99. It's 55% cotton and 45% merino. So that's a new to them yarn. And they are also currently offering 20% off, or up to 20% off of select yarns. And then you can get an additional 30% off on top of that if you use a coupon code AUGAD30. So potential for 20% off and then an additional 30% off with that coupon code. And I believe, yes, that also ends on Monday as well. Knit Picks, I didn't see a whole lot over there other than their yarn of the month, which is always 20% off. And the yarn of the month this month is Dishy, which is a cotton yarn, and it's called Dishy because a lot of people make dishcloths out of it. So that is over at Knit Picks. And Mary Maxim has some yarns starting at $1.99 over in their yarn section. So if you want to check those out. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you watch all this week just to see our adventures up in New England, and there may or may not be my favorite lighthouse, which I've shown you before, but it's my favorite lighthouse, so we did go there one day, and lots of yarn shops. So make sure you watch each day, and then stay tuned on Friday to see what I ended up for my big yarn haul. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.